Bulletcast for life.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for the subscription, the stream, the viewing, the download, the listen. You know who I am, you know my name, and you know why I'm here. I'm here to give you guys some more of that performance-enhancing audio, baby! I am the Podfather. I am enjoying a very lengthy reign as Bulletcast champion. Honestly, I've lost track of how many days. Actually, I'm just kidding. 109. 109 days as champ. So many more to go. I got a Fantasy Booker T in the building yet again.
What up, what up?
Yeah, we're just shooting the breeze, talking shop.
Talking shop, brother. I'm 3 beers in and I'm about to get on my 4th. What are you going to do about it, brother?
I don't know. So, you know what we're going to do? We're just going to, talk about, how we started watching wrestling, our fondest memories of it, why we love, really just shooting the breeze, man.
On that auto bio trip. I'm down.
All right. So, all right, man, start. How'd you start? Why do you watch it?
All right, my very first memory of actually seeing it on TV, my parents wouldn't let me watch it, and so that I was immediately into it. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
I was trying to sneak it, drips and drabs, and the thing I remember is the iconic scene when The Undertaker crucified Stephanie McMahon and raised her above the Titantron.
Okay.
And that was like, oh, I am way too young for this shit.
Keep going.
So, a couple years later, I get back into it, and I'm like, I gotta see this. I gotta find out what it was that was so magical back in the day, because I had these friends who had the Gold Dust action figure, these Stone Cold Steve Austin, the Kevin Nash, the Shawn Michaels action figures, and they were all about it. And so I checked back in about 2002, just post-invasion, and I see this man, Brock Lesnar, come through. He takes a broomstick to the forehead unfazed. We're talking about the next big thing. He's got Paul Heyman behind him. And
When Heyman had hair.
When Heyman still had hair. He had that bald spot too, though.
Yeah.
Still rocking the ball cap.
Paulie dangerously, baby.
Fresh out of ECW. And so he was pushing this guy up, promoting the next big thing. He's a monster. I've never seen anything like him.
Was he a monster among men?
Not quite.
Oh.
I think Braun has a chance. But what I'm saying is, back in the day, 2002, talking 16 years ago, that made an impression. And you know who else debuted the very next week? Rey Mysterio.
Booyaka, booyaka.
619. I'm talking about this man makes an impression. I've never seen anyone move like that. I thought it was a video game. I had to double check to make sure there weren't 3D graphics. And I knew they weren't 3D graphics because that was the N64 era. And you could tell. So I'm seeing Rey Mysterio, and he's throwing Hurricane Ranas like they're clotheslines. You know? And he's about 5'2", and just hanging with the big boys. It was inspiring. Okay? So you got Rey Mysterio, you got Brock Lesnar, you got John Cena back in the real day before he was even over, when he was still struggling. You know?
Yeah.
When he was still the white boy rapper.
Keep going.
Sorry, your phone's going off. It's mooing at me.
Ah, I love it.
Is that your mom's again?
No, it's not.
Anyway, I'm hooked by all this, but you know what really put it over? Undertaker.
The dead man.
The dead man cometh. The original big dog in the original yard. I'm talking motorcycle Undertaker. American badass. He comes through, and he's the most imposing figure I've ever seen. Doesn't have to say a word. He takes the mat, and he doesn't let it go. Doesn't matter what his opponent is. He's a destroyer. It's beautiful.
Oh.
And so from that week forward, I'm hooked. All right. I'm talking about staying up late, channel surfing to FSN, Fox Sports Net to catch TNA in the original days.
Wow.
Yes.
You
Yes,
said
brother.
TNA.
That was back when it was total nonstop action. That was back, brother. Yeah, baby, it was wrestling spelled WRESTLING, baby. Back in the dusty days, back when AJ Styles still meant something and was fresh and new.
Whoa, 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 whoa. AJ still means something. Hold on.
He still means something.
Hold on.
But this is when he was something. Back when that was the original draw WWE couldn't touch.
Ah.
Yeah, WWE
Alright.
caught him late. He's in his 40s, man. Do you remember when he was he was fresh out of WCW, still has something to prove, still doing spiral taps on the regular?
I mean, yeah.
You don't even remember a spiral tap, do you?
He broke one out. Actually, no, I was playing the game the other day and broke one out with him. I remember the spot. No, AJ Styles was talking that Fosbury flop.
Yo.
That's
Yo.
a move. That's a move, man. Now, I mean, for me, I mean, you know who the first guy I saw, my first guy that really caught my eye.
Yeah, let me catch your origin story.
What? Honestly, no, I just wanted to play that. No, I mean, so
Well, I'll be honest though, that was the day. My day, 2002 to 2006, man. That was the days of the SmackDown 7, and Chavo was in that mix.
yeah. I mean, for me, like I officially started watching in '04. There's a story about that. I'll get into it in a little bit.
All right.
But I mean, Halloween 2002. I was trick or treating or whatever. I came in the house and was eating my candy or whatever while I was watching Batman, the animated series. My cousin
There you go. Classic.
in this very house that
Wow.
we're recording in. I was upstairs and my cousin was watching SmackDown. It was that famous episode with John Cena as Vanilla Ice and Stephanie as a witch with the
Okay.
the
Yeah, I see you.
the honkers out. So he's
I was
watching
watching that too.
Yeah, he's watching it on the couch or whatever, and Batman was on a commercial, so I run downstairs, gets in a drink, so I can beat the commercial, so I can see Batman or whatever. And I look at the TV, and I remember SmackDown because it was blue, and then Benoit was making his way down the ring. He was wrestling the Pegasus Kid.
Yes.
He was wrestling Edge that night, and I look, and I'm about to go back upstairs, but for some reason, I stop, I turn. And I just watch, and I sit down, crisscross applesauce, and I watch that match, and I'm like, oh, this is interesting.
This is next level stuff.
Yeah, but then I never watched again after that up until '04.
Tragic.
Yeah, and then so I'm at, this guy moved in next door. I mean, not next door, across the street from me. He started going to my elementary school or whatever. Best bud till this day. Shout out to Jamal McCoy.
All right.
He's the reason why this pod exists, guys.
Hey.
So we were talking. We were like 8. Probably 7 or 8 or whatever, and he was like, "Hey, do you watch wrestling?" Oh no, I don't. He was like, "You should try it." I'm like, "Oh, okay." And then like that's like in August of like '04. Then we fast forward to like November.
Yeah, the first one's free.
Yeah, he like comes over to my house and he's channel surfing. And he turns on Raw, and I watch it, and then he leaves. And like the next week, I'm channel surfing, and I see Raw, and like I've been watching ever since. And then he told me, no, they have a show called SmackDown. I'm like, there's more? And then like in '06, I discovered TNA, saw AJ Styles, and I'm like, yo, that's the guy. Like, this guy's cool.
Yes.
Because when I first started watching wrestling, I didn't really have a favorite or here and there. Cena started coming on the come up in like '05. I was like, I was a Cena guy,
Mm-hmm.
And then Hardy, in like 2007, like
Talking Jeff Hardy.
Jeff Hardy, of course.
Yeah.
Started having that chase, and in '08, like he was my guy.
Jeff Hardy versus CM Punk is an underrated match.
Underrated rivalry.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I'd get my socks, cut them up, put them on his wristbands. I'd be doing the whole little dance. I'd be like running around a PE doing the whole little Jeff Hardy thing. But like, I mean, Shawn Michaels, I always looked at that. Like, there was something about that guy.
Ooh, quick rewind. Shout out to Jeff Hardy because 2008, same year you're talking about, I was working after high school in a dollar store, and this little kid comes up to me. I had the hair going, I had a little bit of a thing going. I was into the punk rock music and shit, and so I go and I'm rocking the cash register, and this little kid comes up to me and he says in this little tiny voice, he says, "I know you." I say, "Do you?" He says, "Yeah, you're Jeff Hardy." I said, "You bet your bippy I am."
Hey, it's all right, man. Somebody confused me for Farouk like a year ago. Don't worry
No.
about it. No.
Damn.
Damn. All right. All right. All right. All
All
right.
right.
Big pimpin'. All right, no, but moving on. Seriously. I mean, Jeff, I thought he was the guy, but like HBK, like, he's my favorite wrestler of all time, the greatest in-ring performer of all time. Like, there's just the show stealer, man. Like, he couldn't have a bad match.
It was unbelievable.
Even when he wasn't trying in the overselling with Hogan at SummerSlam 05,
That was
we
fantastic.
still talk about this, you know?
That man had the greatest second act in the history of sports
Oh
entertainment.
my God. Can Daniel Bryan do it? We'll see.
He could do.
You know? But, like, the greatest second act. Like, people say Hogan and the heel turn with the NWO.
It was good, but the matches ain't classic.
No. Nah. I mean, like, literally the greatest second act. It's like if you're on intermission and then Shakespeare's like, all right, we got to go out here and we got to finish the show. That's what HBK was doing, you know?
Hell yeah.
I mean, it was so unbelievable. I mean, he came back.
So here's what happened with Shawn Michaels is he had a Hall of Fame career as a tag team. And then he goes on to throw him through a
Greatest wrestler
barbershop
of the
window.
90s.
True story. He throws his partner through a barbershop window. Classic moment.
That's what got him over.
That's what got him over as a singles guy. Runs with Diesel. Runs with Hart. Even
DX.
has starts DX. Has a great match
Female
with
enhancer.
Stone Cold. Oh, that's natural female enhancement.
That's so great. Like, two chicken. Shh. It heals. What do they need? They need a bodyguard, but it's a woman.
Yes.
That's great.
China.
Oh my God. R.I.P. China.
R.I.P. China. She never got the dude she deserved.
Oh my God.
Ninth wonder of the world.
Hands down. But I mean, Sean, like that's classic. You know, he lost a smile.
He lost his
unfortunately.
smile. Another classic moment. Another classic moment with the Iron Man match. Another classic moment with the Montreal screw job.
People say like they didn't do anything for an hour. I
Nah.
mean, like that's the first wrestling match that kept my attention span for more than like half an hour.
That was the best Iron Man match until Angle versus Lesnar.
Oh yeah, I mean, because like really looking at it though, like when did I first see that match? I was like maybe 16.
Right.
I was like playing the game, had the computer on, it came up, the whole thing. I'm playing the game, and then like I see something happen. It was the dive to the outside. I put down that controller. I just continued
said,
watching.
hey.
Like they kept my attention. The boyhood dream came true. Like, come on, guys. Like that doesn't happen anymore.
We're talking about this is the art of wrestling.
Yeah.
This is you have
Art of Wrestling, Coca Bennett podcast.
No, shout out to the original Art of Wrestling. Talking about the Iron Man match. I'm talking about you have 50,000 people in the palm of your hand for an hour straight, and you take them on a roller coaster ride.
Yeah.
You affect their emotions. You pull them in to the point that they don't know what reality is anymore. You're telling them what it is. It's a
Exactly.
beautiful thing. So, Shawn Michaels had a legendary first run as a tag team star, legendary second run as a singles act in the mid-90s, and then he takes a break for 4 years. Only 4 years. Comes back and decides, you know what? I can do better.
I can do better.
I can do better. And
I got to do better.
I got to do better, baby. I'm going down. I'm going to take down Triple H. I'm going to have me a 2 out of 3 falls match. I'm talking about street fight, ladder match. Isn't that the last fall in a cage? Are you kidding me? What are you doing? This is 2002. This is one of the first matches back I see. This is... I came back from a broken back, and I'm still the greatest in the game.
Yeah, like stuff like that. Like a lot of people, they can't say like they did stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Almost nobody.
HBK was the dude, man. He's the greatest. Like guys like him, they don't come around all that often. I loved it.
It's a generation, really.
Yeah. I loved everything about it. I mean, who were some of your favorites? Let's go that route.
Oh, dude, some of my favorites.
Who's your all time favorite?
All-time favorite guy I can watch anytime in the ring, anytime he shows up on this TV.
Who was it?
Bro. There are so many different angles on this, though.
Kurt Angles?
Hey, Kurt Angle might make that top 5. I don't know. He had a hell of a stint in TNA, but I gotta say, like, CM Punk had the whole package. He just destroyed the mic, and he destroyed it with his hype man, Paul Heyman. He was so good on the mic, the greatest mic worker of all time, Paul Heyman, was his hype man. Okay? He just got the crowd ready for the main event CM Punk. Okay? And then he goes on to have a giant title reign, longer than a year, and he does it...
It's about to be broken, my guy.
It's not going to be broken.
I mean, does the Universal title really count, though?
It totally counts. Whatever they dictate as the top title is the top title.
So the WWE title's not the top title anymore?
Nah, I mean, it's got the lineage, it's got the credibility with the old school fans and the workers, but what I'm saying, how hard have they worked to make the Universal title mean something? That's why Brock has held it for so long. That's why they gave it to Goldberg for a minute, so that they have that old school credibility. Whoever beats Brock is a made man. And if it's Roman, they're messing up.
I mean, if we really want to talk about that, the Universal... People complain that it's not on TV. It would be on TV if you people didn't boo Roman Reigns. Like seriously, that's it. Like, if you jabrones didn't boo Roman, the championship would be on TV. Raw would have a top-tier title for top-level guys to compete for.
Listen.
All right?
Listen. Okay.
It's all you people's fault. You New Japan marks... All right.
Hey,
you guys who joined the Kenny Omega Circle Jerk, it's all your fault.
Don't be down talking us New Japan marks, because they got something going. And if it wasn't for Roman being a cocky D, being an idiot on interviews, trying to be a shooter, trying to be this and that, but not being able to keep up, then we wouldn't be booing him.
What do you mean? Not be able to keep up? I'm not disappointed with the Roman Reigns match.
You're not disappointed with the Roman Reigns match? He's got 5 moves of doom, just like John Cena. He's reduxing this, trying to pretend he's Undertaker and not pulling it off.
Look, Roman, the guy's dynamic. The promo...
Dynamic?
His
greatest promo was 3 words.
5 words.
5.
All right.
You know exactly what I'm talking about, so don't even be marking out on it.
This is my yard now. I was like, hey... that promo was so great. You didn't see it? He was like, I got you in the palm of my hand. Yeah. Controlling all of you marks.
You're not wrong, but that's also a heel move. Because every time he slowly raised that mic, they booed louder. That's a heel move when he's trying to be a babyface.
I'm sticking by it. Hey, the Universal title would be on Raw. If you people weren't booing Roman, just accept it.
I disagree. You know? Here's why I disagree. Because absence makes the heart grow fonder.
And another thing, you know, that Mania 34 match, that main event, solid. It was really solid. People didn't give it a chance because they thought they knew what was going to happen.
Nah.
Vince swerved your asses. Yeah.
Well, here's the thing, though, is the crowd is an important and crucial part of any match, okay? If you look at The Rock versus Hulk Hogan, icon versus icon.
Watch that match with no sound.
It's not even good. It's not even a match. But if you turn the sound on, it's one of the greatest in history. And it's because of the crowd. If you're discounting the crowd in a match, you're messing up.
Look, man. I don't know. I don't know.
I know, because the less you do that matters more, the better a worker you are.
I'm tired of the jabrones.
I'm tired of these overly indie dudes trying to act like they ain't hurt when they actually are, and then not being able to sell when they should be. So they're going to do like a triple flip dive out onto a crowd of people and break their hand and not sell it for a minute because they got 10 other spots to remember. Meanwhile, you got someone like Broken Matt Hardy, Woken Matt Hardy, yes! And he's going out there and just slamming people into the turnbuckles and playing the crowd and clapping when there's a taunt. These aren't athletic moves, and yet he is more over than anybody else on the roster short of like Seth Rollins.
You see, I mean, like, the whole thing with that, like, all these dives and stuff, like, if you do one amazing dive, that's rememberable.
Sure.
But if you're doing like 14 tope suicidas and all these like springboard planchas, then like yeah, it's cool to see, but like I'm not gonna remember all of that.
And which one am I trying to sell?
Exactly.
You're not doing your opponent any favors.
Like Shelton Benjamin, he said it best. Like he has like 9 really big moves. He'll do one, maybe 2 of them in a match.
Yeah.
All right.
That's all you need.
I heard AJ say the same thing. Like he'll throw out something big or something he hasn't done in a while, something they haven't seen before every once in a while.
That's like a classic painter. All right. It's like
Bob Ross.
learned. It's Bob Ross, baby.
Shout out Bob
I'm
Ross.
talking about. It's like Pablo Picasso because he learned the classic style. He can do all the original traditional stuff, but he chooses to make the 1 or 2 moves that count. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And so AJ Styles can do anything anybody else does. He could be dropping Meltzer drivers left and right. But he chooses this phenomenal forearm and this Styles clash because that's how you know he's going to win.
All right. So I mean, what else you got? Like, I don't think you ever got to like who your favorites are.
I never did. All right. Look, CM Punk. It's hard for me to not go for CM Punk. I got the punk rock history. I got the.
Hey man, I love Punk. I loved it. I loved everything about it.
I love Punk, and he has integrity, and he got out on top. It's unbelievable, and his influence is still felt to this day because of his absence. We would not have Daniel Bryan if CM Punk didn't drop out when he did. We wouldn't have Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, Hideo Itami. Which, by the way, Kenta was a bomb superstar, and they are not doing him justice with this Hideo stuff. But what I'm saying is Samoa Joe, Bobby Roode, the whole raid of TNA, the whole raid of NJPW with Shinsuke and the club and AJ would not have happened if not for CM Punk. So, I mean, he's got to be my greatest of all time. But on a personal note, I got to say Rey Mysterio. I got to say Jeff Hardy. I mean, I really got to say Macho Man Randy Savage, too.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, brother. Cream of the crop.
Step into a Slim Jim.
Always rising to the top. Yeah.
Elizabeth. Hey. You got lust in your eyes, brother.
And it's tearing me apart.
I mean, Mega Powers...
They exploded.
One of the greatest stories ever told.
What really should have happened there is Macho Man should have taken over for Hulk. But Hulk had too much sway and too much money and too much ego to let it happen. If Macho Man was the #1 in WWE after that point... WWF at that time. And if he didn't mess around with Steph McMahon, that's a whole other story.
I mean...
My point being, if they would have let him be the top guy, they wouldn't have had the slump in the early 90s.
Oh, yeah, we had Max Moon. Let's not forget that. The man of the future. He can shoot beams out of his wrist. Jesus, God.
What about the hockey player? What was his name?
I don't even remember. We had Nails.
Yeah.
We had Drox with the puking guy.
The Nasty Boys.
We had the Repo Man. Jesus.
Lots of like
Isaac
jobs
Yankem.
gimmicks. Isaac Yankem.
Yo.
They were running low on jobs. They were that bad.
That's
it was just
he used to be my dentist when I was a child.
DDS. Was he scary?
No. I hear he's gonna be the mayor of Knoxville County now. So congratulations.
Shout out to Kane.
Oh man.
What an evolution that is, from dentist to demon to corporate stooge to mayor of Knoxville, Tennessee.
Shout out Glenn Jacobs.
Woo!
Happy mayoral race.
And you know what? It gives me hope for Cody Rhodes.
Oh, Texas Senate.
Yes.
Hey man. The Podfather, 2032.
2032?
Yeah.
You're talking about a presidential run.
Hey. Bringing some attitude.
If anybody could
into
do
the
it.
White House.
If anybody could do it.
I'm bringing some soul back into the White House, baby.
Oh, yeah. Call it Black House.
Oh, my God. Jesus. What's your favorite finishing move of all time?
Favorite finishing move of all time? I mean, the things that I like are the ones that you can hit out of nowhere, you know?
RKO?
RKO is legit, but the original would be the DDT, you know?
Jake Roberts,
the snake, before it was like just defined down by honestly Ring of Honor.
Honestly, no. I mean, Alexa Bliss, she's brought importance
She's
back to
brought
that.
it back.
She's
She's
brought
bringing it back.
importance back to that DDT. Because I listened to Stone Cold's pod like 2 or 3 years ago, and that was one of his main things. Like the DDT has not been protected. It's like a clothesline now. It's just like a punch.
Yeah, it's a transitional
Yeah.
move
And notice those matches with Nia Jax, she didn't even attempt the DDT.
because she's preserving it. She's
Yeah.
protecting her finish, and respect to Alexa Bliss for keeping it classic.
Can we protect that super kick, man? I mean, when I was a kid,
You're
man,
talking on the Bullet cast with the super kick party about protecting the super kick.
No, I mean that was just fantasy booking, but in all reality, like, look, I love the Bucks, but like, when I was a kid, Shawn Michaels, he threw that super kick, a match was over. If it was
Dead.
a really big match or a special occasion, somebody's kicking out.
Maybe lazily,
Yeah.
like they barely conscious.
I mean-
The people sold this like it was a gunshot.
Man, Orton selling super kicks back in '07
Yo.
was great. Shelton Benjamin, that one super kick was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Hunter would sell it like nobody's business.
Absolutely.
I mean, you can even go back to the originator of it, the gentleman Chris Adams. May he rest in peace.
Whoa.
Going back to the early '90s, the guy was like 6'7", 6'8",
True
throwing that
story.
nice, gracious super kick, baby. You
The
know?
one thing he did that looked good.
Yeah, but like the super kick, like that's my favorite finisher of all time. I love it to death. You
Yeah.
know, when I would like wrestle with my friends, like that was my finisher.
Nice.
Like you had to call it, or you couldn't use it. Super kick. That was me. The bell would ring, throwing a super kick.
And you know what? If you do it a slightly different way, if you connect like slightly differently, you can legit knock people out with
I've
that.
been super kicked for real.
Yeah.
Yeah, like it's not fun.
No, bro.
We had like characters and stuff when we wrestled in my living room. We had a story going, or whatever, and like I was getting up like how the way Flair was getting up for that Mania 24 match,
Yeah.
and like my friend Damon, who got me into wrestling, giant ass foot, like a size 13, clocked me right on the jaw.
Yep.
My teeth, they kind of like chattered, and I was like,
Oh yeah, bro. I used to do taekwondo, and I'm not gonna try and put that over, but I did connect with somebody. Flying sidekick. I'm talking super kick style. KO. Knocked his butt out.
knocked him out.
I knocked him out. Super kick.
be doing that, man. Oh my god. Well, I mean, we've gone almost 30 minutes just talking randomly about wrestling, how we got into it, our loves of it.
I think we got to do one last top.
All right.
Number one promo of all time.
I've never even done that on the Bullet Cast.
Really?
We haven't done our favorite promos of all time, I think, yet. Oh, man, I gotta look back, man.
That's why I'm saying just number one, because you could go a whole hour on a top five.
I gotta really look back, man.
I mean, hard times.
I just did that for my television performance final.
For real?
I talked about hard times, Daddy.
Ooh.
See.
Give me a cut of that, baby.
Oh my god. Hard time. I can't do it. I can't do it justice.
We're talking about hard times.
I couldn't even do the voice for that long. I only did it for like when I said like Daddy or Ric Flair, the world title. Like only did it for stuff like that. I couldn't go the whole time with it, you know.
But the way that he connected through the television, put your hand up on the screen, connect with me. I'm with you, baby.
I think the one thing I really loved about Dusty, like if he wasn't a pro wrestler, if he wasn't a world-renowned world champion, like he would have worked a typical 9 to 5, 7 days a week if he had to.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because he was a blue-collar man, you know.
He's a blue-collar man, but he knew how to connect with people. He would have been a preacher if he wasn't a wrestler.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, I never thought that 265 pounds of blue-eyed soul could captivate an audience like I have. You know, like
Yes.
stuff like that.
Yes.
I was like, this is so great.
It's just like, look deep into my eyes and connect with me on a personal level.
Honestly, I think like besides Vince, like he's like the most imitated person.
Oh God,
And
it's
Cody hates them though. He hates imitation. So like Cody Rhodes can never hear this. He likes Bruce Pritchard's and that's it.
Wow.
Like he can never hear this podcast.
But that's the thing is like, even on Jericho's pod, man, if you have met Dusty, you have to do the voice.
That's true. That's very true. I mean, it's a whole thing. I enjoy it. I mean, Macho Man promos though, they were
I'm a sucker for
the
Macho
cream
Man.
of the crop.
Ooh, Rising to the top.
It was hilarious. Like, get the little coffee creamers.
And what I loved about Macho Man is, like, he did these subtle things that no one else did. He turned his back to the camera. This is something you're not supposed to do. And yet he does it because it makes him seem more unhinged. He's just doing, like, he could take literally anything, literally a packet of cream from catering, and cut a classic off of it.
Oh my god. I love a good Razor Ramon one, you know.
Hey, yo.
Hey yo, oi me chico. You take something bad happen to my gold, something bad gonna happen to you, chico. That's That's classic.
That's kind of ripping off Scarface, though.
Vince McMahon didn't know what it was.
Vince McMahon is kind of clueless about a lot of things.
Oh my god, so many stories about that. No, but Razor, I love a good Razor promo.
Yeah.
You know that was great.
Yeah.
I'll clean the table for you, man. You know, that stuff like that was awesome.
He could get a lot done with very little.
Oh yeah, him popping Sean's bubble gum leading up to the ladder match with his toothpick was priceless. Oh my god, like I still till this day I will get if I have a toothpick in my mouth, I'm throwing it at somebody's face.
He was so good that ECW made money off of him. The BWO. Talking about the blue meanie with the chicken wing, throwing it like a toothpick.
Yeah, man. I have a Razor Ramon poster hanging up in my room.
Yes.
Shout out WrestleMania 31.
I got a signed blue meanie. It's no joke. I got the blue meanie, blue beanie. It's good stuff. But I got to say this. My favorite promo of all time is Mick Foley, ECW, when he's struggling with whether he even can be a pro wrestler anymore. The anti-hardcore promos talking about Kane Dewey. Kane Dewey is a 3-year-old boy. You sick sons of suckers because of this podcast. I'm just saying, he's trying to save Tommy Dreamer, and he's wrestling with his own demons at the same time. It's a beautiful
with his
thing.
own demons. Keep going about that promo, man.
Kane Dewey was like the culmination of all of Mick Foley's frustrations and the source, the seed of the Mankind character. Okay? If Foley never cut Kane Dewey, he would not be coming from a place of broken perseverance that became Mankind. Okay? He was so creatively free against the backdrop of extreme championship wrestling that he was able to recognize what these fans did. It's the origin of the Smarks right now. The way that they play Roman against the smart audience comes from Mick Foley playing against the hardcore audience.
Really?
Absolutely. Because he did an entire match in this character, anti-hardcore, where the only offensive maneuver he threw was a headlock. Repetition, wear them down. A bad match is part of the gimmick. And this comes from betraying them because he was a hardcore legend before he even got to ECW. Talking about ear ripped off in Germany from Vader. Talking about dream match, hardcore legend, straight out of Japan, straight out of death match with Terry Funk, straight out of C4.
Chainsaw Charlie.
Chainsaw Charlie. Screw Chainsaw Charlie. Terry Funk is a Texas hardcore legend
wrestling.
and somehow still wrestling. This is a legend worthy of all the praise in the world. And he will still cut a promo on you even though he can barely speak English, you egg-sucking dog.
I mean, if we're talking about promos, are you ready?
Yeah.
How happy is Katie Vick?
God.
How happy was he? You know, how happy was Katie Vick?
You had to ruin a moment, didn't you? You just had to go there.
I mean, if we're talking promos, I mean, Flair, you know, just
Hey.
anything. My shoes cost more than your house. He lives on the biggest hill. He lives in the biggest house on the biggest hill on the largest side of town. He could kiss any woman in this arena, even that fat one over there, and make her cry. Oldest ride, longest line.
I'm dancing on crocodiles, baby. I'm talking about, oh, now I'm going to the Dusty.
Yeah.
Dang. But he had the lisp, too. I'm dancing on crocodiles. I'm the kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, jet flying, limousine riding. Woo!
Son of a gun.
It's hard to top Flair.
I mean, he looked like he was having a stroke. every promo.
As much cocaine as he was doing at the time, he was.
Oh my God.
He had to have a couple strokes.
Flair was just going for it, man, and it was awesome.
Talking about hour-long Broadways every night, scraping the territories.
I think one of my favorite ones is, you don't know what 60 minutes is in the ring or in the bedroom. Woo! that one was
Absolutely.
that was awesome. Other promos, I mean,
Austin 316.
Talk about your Psalms, talk about your Austin. Well, he talked about talk about your Psalms, talk about your John 3:16. Austin 3:16 says, I just whipped your ass.
And that's the bottom line, because Stone
Stone
Cold
Cold
said
said
so.
so.
He made $1 million off of that 30 seconds.
You're Rudy Poo, The Rock.
The Rock. Ooh, the most electrifying man in all of sports and entertainment.
What The Rock is cooking. I mean, it's amazing.
The jabroni beating, pie eating, trail blazing, eyebrow raising. Number one people's champ, The Rock, versus Steve Austin.
When he was talking about pie with Lillian Garcia.
Ooh, you can eat all the pie you want, but wait till you get a taste of The Rock's strudel.
Oh my God.
The Rock was so good in his prime that he could get the audience to chant literally anything.
Oh, absolutely. Jericho's got a good promo here or there.
Yeah, Jericho. Jericho is a top performer, man.
I mean, he got a piece of paper over, so it's like.
And that's in the last 2 years. I'm talking about back in WCW. He's the man of 1,003 holds.
Armbar. That's my favorite one. My favorite one.
I'm talking about the three-handled family Gradunzel.
Oh my God, he's the Ayatollah of rock and roller.
Oh yeah.
You know, what other ones? He said he was gonna save us.
He just keeps reinventing himself. He's the David Bowie of wrestling.
Man, you will never, ever be the same again.
He got it over.
He got the clicking of a pen over. You're gonna get it. You know. I think one of my favorite ones is on his pod. Yeah, that's great. You know.
The pot of thunder. The pot of thunder in rock and roll.
Yeah, that's great. Oh my God, Hunter.
Yeah.
I kind of enjoy like slow, deliberate promos.
Okay.
Here and there.
Okay.
You know when he's talking like this, he's talking about how he's done it all. He's the be all and end all. There's nothing left to do. There's nobody else left to beat. People like you don't deserve to be world champion.
Yo, that Booker feud.
I mean, honestly, like, it really contradicted itself. He was a world champion, like, 5 times before that, so it really had no meaning at all.
But Vince couldn't let WCW get over.
You know? People are like, and people are like, oh, WCW, that doesn't count. They count for Flair's 16.
Yeah.
So why can't they count for everybody else?
Yeah.
Plus, like, Flair's a 21-time world champion. That's a topic for another time. You know? So, like, why can't they count for other people?
Yeah, I mean, that was just politics because Triple H didn't want to put over Booker. It was sad.
I mean, Booker got the title. Like
Booker eventually got the title as King Booker!
King Booker!
Pinky out and whatnot.
Damn, I should have took a picture with him with the pinky out.
Yes.
I should have.
But you got the 5-time.
I know. And it was good.
Good!
Yeah.
Shuck it, tuck it, quack, quack.
Shuck it, duck it, quack, quack. Oh. Yeah, Booker's promo.
Booker back in the day, though.
Harlem Heat Booker.
Harlem
We're coming
Heat
for
Booker.
you.
Sucker! Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yo. I mean, there's a reason that I made him my like fantasy Booker T surname. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I mean, if we're, Hogan, those promos back in the day, man.
Yeah.
Like, say what you will about Terry Bollea, Hulk Hogan, the character.
Yeah.
You know, say your prayers and eat your vitamins, brother. You know.
That is exactly what the '80s audience wanted.
That was it. You know.
Yeah.
And you gotta do the warrior, you know.
That was deep, man. That came from the cockles.
Oh yeah. Stuff like that. Other great promos, man. Punk,
The pipe bomb is a classic.
Is it my favorite? Is the pipe bomb my favorite?
It's in the top 5 for me.
I think that's the next thing the guys and I are gonna have to do on the pod. You know, Like the pipe bomb, it's a classic. I love it. I absolutely do.
Changed the game.
You know, it did. You know, I mean, because I was at a point in time where, you know, I was favoring TNA over WWE.
Yeah.
I was like 15 years old. You know, James Storm and Bobby Roode, they were getting in this world title picture over there.
Yeah, baby.
And I was like, this is something interesting. And, you know, John was the champ, and I was
Yep.
tired of it.
Yep.
I turned on Raw. I forget the date, but I know it was in 2011. I think it may have been, it was like June or July.
And they had the rehash DX, the like cookie cutter, sugar coated DX, the ones that didn't actually degenerate anything.
Yeah, but I mean, the whole pipe bomb thing, you know, he said this company would be better once Vince McMahon is dead. I was like, yo,
Yeah.
I need to watch this now.
Oh yeah, because he was saying exactly what we were all feeling,
Yeah,
and
that was
Vince
like
didn't
the-
want to hear.
That was like the first time that like, it was really catered to the marks on TV, you know?
Since the Attitude Era, yeah.
I think, it was like, you know, these are the things that we're saying on the dirt sheets and blah, blah, blah. And somebody just needed to say it on TV.
Yeah,
And
they gave him a live mic, no script.
yeah, and that started the chain of, you know, work shoot promos that we're on today.
Sure.
With you know, like Rock and Cena.
Yeah.
And the promos Miz and Cena did leading up to Mania 33, they were very good.
True story.
Very underrated.
But the promos that Miz cut on Talking Smack not only put that show over, they created the superstar that Miz is today.
Oh, yeah, most definitely.
and it's about to pay off versus Daniel Bryan.
Oh, have you heard my theory?
What's your theory?
Oh, so Miz wins Money in the Bank,
Mm-hmm.
and Daniel Bryan wins the WWE title at SummerSlam. Miz cashes in on him,
Immediately after?
beats him with the knee.
Ooh.
I mean, could you on Miz TV that celebration? Not only Daniel Bryan did I beat you for the WWE title, I beat you with your own move.
Oh, that's... And then the rematch?
Oh yeah,
Everybody's paying to see that. Everybody.
Miz can drop it at. He can drop it at a Royal Rumble.
Miz ain't dropping it. Miz ain't dropping that. If he gets the title at SummerSlam, I think we go all the way to Mania to see the redemption with Daniel Bryan.
I would love that. Honestly, I
Yeah.
really would. I really, really would.
Because, I mean, we go for that feel-good moment. Daniel Bryan already had WrestleMania 30, and I don't know if they want to do another celebration like that because it's impossible to top what he did.
Yeah,
There has never been another achievement like Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 30.
Oh no, absolutely not.
He beat Triple H in the opener. He beat Triple H first off, period, and then he beat the rest of Evolution in the main
Minus Ric Flair.
event. In the main event.
That was awesome. That was something cool, you know. But I think the talking shop, the shooting the breeze, whatever this is,
We're about to wrap this beast up.
it's done, man.
Hey, man.
So you know, man, I'd like to thank you for coming on again. Like,
Hey, thank you for having me. This has been a good time.
honestly, man, like you've been nothing but an absolute beauty. Seriously,
I appreciate that. You can call me Gorgeous George if you like.
This man said I can call him Gorgeous George.
Maybe Gorgeous George. Maybe update it. Maybe call me the Velveteen Nightmare, brother.
What the? What's happening? The Precious Paul, Precious P.
Hey, Precious P ain't bad. I might cut an album off that.
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah.
This has been the Bulletcast. Thank you for listening.